Thank you very much, my Lord Bishop, for the honor to sit under your talk. Okay, yeah, I will say that my name is Dr. Emmanuel Achibong. I'm the PRO of this association. I want to redirect our minds back to the clash of worldviews, and I wouldn't want us to actually downplay on it because it's a very serious issue. Talking about the contrast between materialism and idealism. And you made reference to Karl Marx and Hegel. And of course, the two of them represent these two worldviews. Now, I want to know, sir, how do we reintegrate these worldviews or these values that traditional Africa is known for with regards to strengthening our institution? I'm talking about the issue of trying to get us back to the place of idealistic values that we have lived our lives by as Africans within the context of developing Africa.
With regard to obedience being violent, the easiest way to radicalize a human being is to marginalize him. And sometimes we forget that some of these people are just giving back what society has put in them. I'm not defending any act of violence. Anybody who knows me knows that whether in words, action, or posture, or even attitude, I detest violence. And with regard to your observation, I would say that part of our problem is that we don't have the courage to be ourselves, use what we have, acquire from other people, and improve on what we have. There is, for instance, nothing African in this building because our architects seem entirely oblivious of our weather, of the strength of the sun and wind, and heat, humidity, and our ancestors built bearing that in mind with the resources they had. What we should be doing is, this is what we had in a society that was simpler. Now the society is more complex, but we also have ideas from other places, and we have to enhance what we have. By the way, insisting on what we had because we had it, for me, is folly. People who insist on eating with their fingers because their ancestors ate with their fingers, they had no cutlery, please. If they had cutlery, they would have used it. A great friend of mine, up to today, sleeps in his wrapper. So no, umuoke adeyi trouser larola na Igbo. That men don't sleep with trousers on in Igbo land. So they had no trousers. There is no word for trousers in Igbo language. So I'm only saying we assess what we have, and this is my emphasis on values and culture. What value were our ancestors trying to promote and defend when they did a certain thing? Is our present action still relevant in defending that value? I'll give one simple example and I'll let you talk. The killing of twins. Our people killed twins. Why? In Ethiopia, ancient Ethiopia, every pregnant woman had to, in a tribe of Ethiopia, not all, had to give birth alone in the forest. Alone in the forest. And if the offspring, if the product of the childbirth were twins, she would decide on which one to suppress and bury before returning to the community. Because if she gave birth to twins, both the woman and the twins would be killed. The reason was, one, the high mortality rate of twins and their mothers. They had no way of managing this situation. And as a means, instinct of survival of the species, they had to suppress this cause of death for the society. And they saw them as a curse. With better knowledge, we have come to understand that it was their limited information and limited resources who still kills twins. We now go for assisted fertility, where women now produce 4 children at a go, irrespective of the moral objectionableness of the process, because it is now easier to maintain the life of both the mother and the offspring. So we have to ask for the value that our ancestors, our forefathers, were preserving by a particular cultural practice. Think of what we know now and how complex the society is in order to enhance that value, promote it. And of course, if we see that the value has become a disvalue, it has to be suppressed. Okay.